Okay, I'm going to show you how to build a community group out of a webinar or a recording of some kind. So I'm going to use the blank template down here. Everybody shall have 2 of these. Full sighters will be able to see more. So I'm just going to click on the blank template one because this is the one I'm going to use to create my community for this. So I'm going to populate these details, and then we'll come back and have a look at what I've filled out, and I'm going to explain why I filled them out. So I'm now going to show you what it looks like for a customer who comes into your page. So we've set up my blank template. We've used the blank template to create my webinar. My offer is basically that you would sign up to this webinar about how to monetize your therapy skills online, and then I have an upsell once you get in. And so this sign up for the webinar is free, but once you get in, there is an upsell asking you or giving you the option to join a private membership group, which will be a private community on building online communities. So that is the kind of model that I'm using. But remember, you could also get people to subscribe here if you wanted to make this page all about the community group itself and not have a webinar in between as an education tool or as a kind of extra warming up element within your funnel. You could just make this sign up page a subscription page, and they could subscribe here, and you would spend your time explaining what the benefits of joining that community is, and they would subscribe straight off this page. But in this case, we're not. We're going to take them to a webinar first, which is an education webinar based on the benefits of having building online communities. And then when they're in there, they have this opportunity to upsell. You've created this opportunity for them to join that membership group. And we're going to follow that through as if we're a customer. So I'm going to sign up here I'm going to put demo at sportex.net, just so that we can see the details. I'm going to call myself Demo Davis. Right, so we're going to register for free, and this is going to take us to the lead delivery page. So this is the webinar that is going to be delivered. Now remember, I just put a random YouTube video in there, so there's no point in viewing that particularly, but this demonstrates how it works. So this is where they would watch you. Equally, you could, if you were just going to use that sign up page as your sign up to your community, you could put an introductory video here. So you could record yourself giving an introductory video saying how nice it was to welcome them to the group, and this was the aims of the group, and this is sort of what you hope to get out of it, and blah, blah, blah. But in this case, they're going to watch this webinar, and then I'm going to tell them at the end of this webinar, by the way, there's a great community group. If you're interested in joining it, then just scroll down the page below, and there is an upsell here. Now, I'm asking them to join an online community, but you could ask them to do anything. You can ask them to subscribe to 4 treatments for the price of 3, or a postural assessment, or because you can describe everything in here, set a price, and that could be a one-off purchase price or a recurring price. Then you can set all of these details, so that person could do any. You can literally offer any kind of combination of deals. It could be a combination of it. It might be, we have a clinic membership, and it gives you X, Y, and Z. You would describe that in here, and you could decide how you want to charge for that. So there's all sorts of options. It's really totally flexible as to what you want to do in here. So I'm going to put in here Demo Davis, because that's what we signed up as. So I'm basically now applying to join this membership group. So I think it was sportex.net. And I'm going to click subscribe now for £2 recurring, because that's what we set in the setup. Now I'm going to put a real card number in here because I want you to see what the whole process looks like. I have set up a Stripe account, which I've integrated, and there's separate videos showing you how to do that. It's very, very simple. You just have to go and get a code from Stripe and add it into our system, and it's very easy to do. And all the money goes to you. It doesn't cross anywhere near me. So I'm going to enter my details in here. As you can see, it's super simple. Got to put postcode in, and I'm going to submit that payment. So this is going to be a £2 recurring payment. we're going to submit that, and there's the details of how they can cancel at any time if they want to, which are details that you would fill in. And then that payment goes through, and you now get the information about how to join. Now this will also have been sent by email, so I will show you that in a minute. So we say, join our exclusive, there's one more step you need to take to gain entry. You need to go to this following link, which unfortunately isn't clickable, but I think I could have made that clickable if I'd set that up properly on the page. So I'm going to go to this link. Okay, I've had to frig this and set up a separate Facebook account because it knows that I am an administrator already of my page, so it's just letting me join. But I've created a demo Facebook account, and I'm now going to the group. Now, this is what your customer would see. So they would see this group, and it would have sort of a bit of information about what's been going on in there. I need to fix that image. And they would just click join group, and that would sit there as a pending request, and you would get a notification, or whoever the administrator of the page is would get a notification saying that somebody has applied to join the group. Now, it's not possible for us to add people and remove people from Facebook because Facebook doesn't allow that to happen. But what we've done is get as close as we can to that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back into my Co-Kinetic site, but I'm going to go now to member management. When we click on member management, you see that you have got a little dashboard here. So this tells you how many leads you've collected across all of your campaigns across Co-Kinetic. It will tell you how many orders you've received and how many active members you've had. Now this is basically me joining my group. So it was a £2 subscription, so it's showing the order in there, and it's showing a 1 member, active member. Now if you go into group admin, you will see that there's a new joiner here, and it's called Demo Davis. It's who I set up as. And what you need to do is once you've accepted them in Facebook, so you need to do it in Facebook first. There's no tie between the two, but this is just an administration panel. It's like a to-do list to help you keep on top of who's actually applied and whose applications are still outstanding, because it may take them a while to actually click on that link. Hopefully they'll do it immediately, but it may take them a while just to get round to applying to be on that group. But obviously you've just seen me apply because I'm sitting there with my membership pending in Firefox, I think. What you would do as the administrator is let that person in. So this is what it would look like in Facebook. When somebody applies to the group, you as the administrator will get a notification. So I've gone into my profile because I am the administrator of that group. And under notifications, you can see that Demo Davis asked to join the Health Professionals Building Online Communities group 18 minutes ago. So I'm going to go just click that notification, but you'd also see it under your management group. You'd see member requests, that kind of thing. And you would just click approve, and then we go back to Co-Kinetic and you'd say, right, done. And you'd click save. And at that point, it would turn their status from inactive to active. And you've now got them there, and they're in and they're ticked. Likewise, if anyone cancels any payments, and we'll go through that process in a minute, you would see them lapse down here as well, and that means you would need to remove them from the Facebook group. So all pretty straightforward. On the memberships tab, you will see now that's the title of the group that we set up. You'll see the email address of the person who set that up there and the billing type. So that's your memberships, that's your active memberships, and then you've got your orders here. So every time a new order, so each time this processes each month, you will get a new order. So that's a running total of the money that you've taken. And at the same time, you can export these to CSVs if you want to upload them into your own system or do anything with them, manage them, sort them, filter them, do whatever you want to do.